I'm going to flip over here to wireframe for a second. So this guy, I think most people understand that this circle is now this portion of the curve right here, right? This guy we have. So they know that this guy right here is going to be the same. We're going to get a line. We're going to go, it kind of matters now, right? Which corner we're going from. We're going to go from that corner. And I'm going to turn off my ortho. And at this point, if you remember our old friend TAN enter, right? Tangent snap. So we're going to do TAN enter. And I want to snap to So it's going to look something like that. And of course, you guys know at this point that I don't need that thing anymore, and I can trim this guy. Okay. Did I lose anybody with that? Trim is under modify. Should be the top right hand corner.
If you look at the words at topic right under the word output, put
110.
Everybody good with that?
No. All right. Hit line.
Yep. Yep. And snap line.
no.
Right there.
Good. So we're going to trim.
Modify.
Top right hand corner trim. So this is where this is a little confusing. You guys, I think most of you will realize that that is an object, right? And remember we talked about polygons will only extrude properly if they're in an enclosed shape. And the problem is that this is probably the most common error when people come to solid modeling in AutoCAD, is that you see a line, therefore you think that it's a boundary. And what you have to understand is that this thing is no longer a line. Okay? What I mean by that is, if you were to draw the desk in front of you in CAD as a solid model and view it in wireframe, it would look like a bunch of lines. But it is a desk. Would you agree with that? Okay. You drew it in CAD, solid model, whatever. It looks like a bunch of lines. But the computer interprets that thing as a real thing. Remember we talked about, it'll spit it right out of there. It's a thing, the same as the desk you're sitting in front of. That's how it interprets that. It does not look at it as a series of lines anymore. It looks at it as an object, okay? But your mind still has that as lines, not object. It's kind of like that discrepancy of like, what your brain thinks it sees versus what the computer thinks it sees. So it thinks it sees object right here, and you think you see a line right here. So in order to enclose all of this guy, I need a line that goes across the bottom. Would you agree with that? In order to make that an enclosed shape, right? But what you think you see is a line, but that is not a line, right? It is, in fact, an object, okay?
So we just make another line?
So you gotta make another line, yep. And it's a stupid thing, but it's every time someone extrudes something and it looks like a cookie cutter, they're like, I don't understand why that happened. And every time, it's because they missed a line. Okay, so all we're gonna do is just draw another line exactly where that one occurs. This time, you can see that it's, in fact, a line, does not associate with the object. So I'm gonna poly edit that guy, so PE, enter. And then of course, yes, join. And I wanna grab all of those guys. It should add 3, remember there's 4 total. So it added 3 to make that an enclosed profile. So you should, I hope, get something that looks like that. Did I lose anybody with that one? Yes? You want me to do it again?
Can't join to a closed polygon.
So I'm gonna just click on that guy. I'm gonna PE enter, poly edit. It's gonna ask me if I want to turn it into one. Yes, it is, of course. So you just hit enter to that, and then I want to choose join from the list there. And I'm just gonna pick all of those lines. So all those guys that are blue there. Good. And then just hit enter. And it should tell you on your command line that 3 segments were added. That's good. So then you can just hit escape. And that'll take you out of command.
Then you explode, right? I mean, exuded, sorry, wow. Sorry, I had exploded bars on the brain today.
Did it work, Semper?
Yeah, but you gotta hit escape.
You gotta escape, yeah. It leaves you in. It's a weird command. It's like offset. It keeps you hostage. So at that point, I'm just gonna extrude this guy. And I need to extrude that. They tell you that this vertical section is 0.5. It's half an inch, right? It tells you in that note above it. So I'm gonna extrude that guy half an inch. Yep. So now I think that you could probably see that these are 2 separate things, right? And so remember we talked about subtract just a second ago. Now we're gonna do union or additive. So I'm gonna go the top one of these guys.
That doesn't matter if you click them first. Can I click them first and then do that?
So this particular one, remember we talked about like the noun, verb, verb, noun. This one only works with verb. So if you select them, like if you say this, it's gonna dump you back out and then make you select them again.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hit union, that top